Hello again, everybody. Mental Fox here. Welcome back to Starfield. I didn't even recognize Andreja there on the corner of the screen. It kind of didn't look like her, but that's Andreja. We're just outside of Dazra here, and we're getting ready to head back in here because we did this quest called Fallen Footsteps. Let's see. I returned to Veth'aal at the Halls of Healing for more work. He asked me to investigate an orphanage near the southern edge of the crater east of Dazra. I arrived at the orphanage and found the Phantom haunting the premises. I engaged the Phantom in combat and eliminated them. And we just went over there and just killed this poor Phantom. Poor thing. It's dead. We're going to return back to Veth'aal here. See if Veth'aal has any more work for us to do. We've been doing this Shattered Space DLC for quite some time now. I didn't look at how many episodes I've spent on it, but I'm really surprised at how much content there is in this thing. We've been here a long time, and I feel like there's still a lot more left to do. All right, where's my quest marker? It's down here. I'm going to take the shortcut.
Traveling with you is rarely dull.
Traveling with you is rarely dull. Hey, Veth'aal.
Anything new to report? Were you able to remove the Phantom?
Yeah.
Please, I hope you bring good news.
I took care of the Phantom. You won't be bothered any further. The Phantom has been removed, but the orphanage is in pretty bad shape. Yeah, let's say that.
That is understandable given the cataclysm. We can rebuild the orphanage elsewhere, but that is a problem of stone and mortar. What matters is that you removed the Phantom.
Indeed. This city will be rebuilt in time. We are committed to this as a people.
You could show a little more commitment, Vasilis, but that is a conversation for me and your mother. For now, I am simply grateful the matter is resolved.
Yes, as am I. In fact, I think you deserve a reward for your efforts.
Me too.
Here, in appreciation for your assistance. There's still much to do, but I feel confident with volunteers like yourself, we are trending in the right direction.
Oh, okay. Will you be needing my services again?
Oh, I wouldn't ask you to give any more time than you've already offered. Part of being a good delegate is spreading out the work. We are all working as a team.
Okay. Do you feel you've done enough to become a Herald?
Maybe. I knew this trial would force me to grow as a healer, but I didn't anticipate the way it would. I haven't changed at all in terms of my healing skill or knowledge of prayer, but that isn't the only way to heal people. You showed me I can heal others by connecting people, not just through medicine. So, in that sense, yes, I feel I have learned much.
Okay. Well, nice doing business with you.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
Who are you? Just tries to join in the conversation there. All right, let's go outside here and we'll take a look at our quests and see what's available for us to do. Obviously, there's still the main quest, but there's some other ones too. That's weird. That's not the button I pressed, but whatever. Here we go. Let's see here. We got this one where we're supposed to help out with this Orahim guy who wants us to take out some zealot. If we show this on the map, we will see that it is up here. We are currently way down here in the city. Is there anything closer by? Well, we could get back to the main quest. Go back to helping House Veth'aal. That's something that we could do. Over here, we're supposed to talk to Azad Dubas about something. Up here, we've got a package we're supposed to deliver. Here, we're supposed to go back to this Way Shrine of Redemption. Let's go ahead and go on over here and assist House Veth'aal. They'll probably give us a quest that takes us outside of the city, and then we'll have an excuse to stop by some of these other places. I don't know. Let's try it. Okay. What was that? Things making strange noises around here. Okay. Little pathway takes us up this way. Did we ever find all of the kids who were playing hide and seek? I don't know if we ever did. Yeah, I think this is part of the hide and seek thing. I think there's still a kid that was playing hide and seek that we never found, and we may never well find them. I don't know.
Were our sins really so great that we deserve this?
That's, interesting. I wonder what purpose this serves besides being like a giant nightlight for the city. It's pretty cool. So this is part of the aligning the houses quest. Supposed to assist House Veth'aal. I've assisted House Dilkef and House Kadik. All that remains is House Veth'aal.
May the great serpent guide you.
Yes.
Go down this way, maybe? Yeah. Go down here.
Many of our rank disappeared in the vortex.
Man, look at this place. Look at these guns out front. Keep. This is where we're going? The keep? Okay. Alright, the person we're supposed to talk to is upstairs. Cracks me up that we could just freely walk around in here. Oh, this is the bathroom. I thought this was going to be an elevator. This is not an elevator. It is a bathroom. Go upstairs this way. Yeah, let's try this.
The great serpent watch over you.
This is foolish, Viktor.
Oh, what's this?
The High Council needs access to the power grid if we hope to restore the city. Your inability to provide a legitimate excuse for denying them will only last so long.
Victoria is right. I know you're angry, but you can't let personal matters interfere with what may be best for everyone.
Personal matters? This is a Ministry of State matter, and I will handle it as I see fit. He is a traitor. He turned his back not only on his family, but on our people's entire belief system. The fact that he still breathes is a stain upon the House Veth'aal name.
You would doom us all with your pride.
I will do as I please as head of this house.
Who were they talking about? She wanted access to some kind of power grid that he's not going to give them. This is Luther Veth'aal. This is Victoria Veth'aal.
If you are not a member of House Veth'aal, you do not belong here.
I was, hello to you two. I was sent by the High Council to get your cooperation.
Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more.
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late. Victor, this is Anaskel's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this. My nephew Vaeric has left, and until he returns, Viktor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider.
Oh. I don't see how these situations are connected. That sounds like a poor excuse not to help the High Council. These are vital matters that could save Dazra, or, well, find Vaeric and bring him back. I don't see how these situations are connected.
Of course not. You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house.
Well, we could say, you're right, I don't, but I'm here to help, so let me. I walked the path. I understand, Anasco. The situation will only get worse if you do nothing. I know you're expected to be a leader and you're acting like a child. Or what would your missing son have to do with house politics? All right, what would your missing son have to do with house politics?
What would my son, my successor, The heir to House Veth'aal have to do with house politics. Even someone with basic political knowledge should realize his importance.
All right. Liking you less and less. Well, I know you're expected to be a leader and you're acting like a child. Well, I don't know. Probably not a good idea to say that. Okay, you're right, I don't, but I'm here to help, so let me.
Is this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Vaeric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if he's become promised, truly his arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Vindicator, are you well practiced in discretion?
Demand credits. You can have all the discretion you want for the right price. Yes, of course. Or I don't even know what discretion is. Well, this whole playthrough, I've kind of played my character as somebody who's always looking for coin. Here's a chance to ask for more. You can have all the discretion you want for the right price.
Good. I can appreciate the monetary understanding. And to ensure you keep your word, you will receive payment afterwards. As Victoria mentioned, my son, Vaeric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the Great Serpent as well. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Vaeric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
Oh my. Killing Vaeric for leaving sounds extreme to me. Death is the fate of all traitors. Why would Vaeric leave at a time like this? What did Vaeric do to turn his back on the Great Serpent, or who's Vashti? Yeah, first of all, who's Vashti?
I will not speak of her with an outsider, promised or not. Your focus is solely on Vaeric.
Oh, okay. Well, what was it that Vaeric did to turn his back on the Great Serpent?
My son denounced the very faith that defines Va'ruun's society. He dared to blame Anasco for the state of Dazra. Dared to call our faith in the Great Serpent blind. It is heresy and punishable by death.
Why would Vaeric leave at a time like this?
Because he let his weakness get the better of him. He sees himself as a prisoner in this life. He runs from a duty that others would spend their lives coveting. He is my son. He does not get to choose. He was born to inherit my title, and he knows the punishment for refusing to honor it.
I don't know, man. Killing him sounds pretty extreme to me.
Of course it would. As someone from the settled systems, you have no concept of what the Great Serpent demands of us. I do not wish Vaeric dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death.
Yeesh. Well, we could say if it's the law, it's the law. Vaeric is your son. You could make an exception. How does Vaeric's death relate to power grid access? Why haven't you dealt with this yourself? Or what does the Ministry of State have to do with it? Why haven't you dealt with this yourself?
I will not have it known that I declared my own son a heretic and allowed him to escape our grasp. This knowledge weakens the Ministry of State's authority, something we cannot risk at this time. This is why my interest turned to a third party, someone outside of the noble houses, but we have yet to determine someone trustworthy enough. Until now.
I see. Well, what does the Ministry of State have to do with it?
Our duty as wardens is to keep the populace tasked and loyal. All must serve both the Great Serpent and House Va'aal. No exceptions. Those who refuse must be cleansed to stop the spread of corruption.
Okay. How does Vaeric's death relate to power grid access?
The shame Vaeric brought upon this house is immeasurable. It stains the very foundation. I will not act until this house is in order and its members are properly aligned with the Great Serpent.
Well, Vaeric is your son. You could make an exception, you know.
Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot afford to show weakness at a time like this.
We have done the same for less. You act as if death is the only answer. What about forgiveness?
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if he is my chosen heir. If the High Council wants my cooperation, I need you to find Vaeric and carry out his sentence.
And I would ask you to spare him. My brother is acting under impulse, not reason.
I have never been more clear. Speak against me one more time, and you will regret it. Vaeric has a signet ring with House Veth'aal's family crest. Bring it to me as proof of death. Only then will I grant you access to the power grid.
I'll see what I could do. This is ridiculous. Or I agree with Victoria, there must be another way. I agree with her. There must be another way, dude.
There is no other way. The Ministry of State must uphold order, and you will be expected to serve as we all do. I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Vaeric's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is an accomplice and shares his fate.
What is the Herald's Rest?
The Herald's Rest is our local bar, and unfortunately, my son's favorite establishment to frequent. And while I know a bar isn't the ideal place for discretion, I still expect you to keep these matters private. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vaeric.
Okay. Let's see. I'll see to it any accomplices are executed. Hopefully no one was stupid enough to help him, or I'll use my best discretion when the time comes. I guess I'll say that.
See to it you do. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vaeric for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before I can say the situation has been handled.
Remember, Vindicator, that I will ask you to spare my nephew.
Can we talk to her?
Should any harm come to Vaeric, it would only further devastate this family.
Can you tell me who Vashti is?
Vashti was my niece. Viktor's daughter. Vaeric's sister. We lost her to the devastation that took half of our great city. Viktor will barely speak of her. I think he cannot reconcile the loss with his faith.
Why is Viktor being so unreasonable?
Viktor is letting his emotions get the better of him. He was barely processing the shock and grief from losing Vashti. Then came the anger and betrayal from Vaeric. My brother is a man of pride and great faith. For the first time, I think he does not know what to do. But I am certain Viktor does not wish Vaeric dead.
Like how we're having this conversation right in front of him. Why would Viktor send someone to execute Vaeric if he doesn't want him dead? How do you know Viktor doesn't want Vaeric dead? Or I still have more questions. Well, I mean, why would Viktor send someone to execute Vaeric if he doesn't want him dead?
As head of the Ministry of State, Viktor feels he has no choice. He believes he is trapped by his own faith and duty. If he makes an exception for his son and the truth comes out, people will see it as weakness. They will question the Ministry of State's authority, which means they are questioning him. Something his pride would never risk. On the other hand, going through with it, announcing it to the public, that solidifies the Ministry of State as a force to be both feared and revered.
Well then, how do you know Viktor doesn't want Vaeric dead?
Is it not obvious? He has given you the perfect out, the ring. Yes, Vaeric would be loath to part with it, It belonged to his sister and is all he has left. But to save his life, to save her brother, Vashti would give him her blessing to hand it over if you asked. This is why I ask you to spare him.
Apparently I still have more questions.
And I pray I have answers for you.
Can you tell me more about Vaeric?
Vaeric was an obedient child. Quiet. Always absorbed in his studies to please his father. But the two have clashed ever since Vaeric sacrificed his growth. He found his voice that day, and to Viktor's dismay, he wanted no part of being elder.
Okay, why doesn't Vaeric want to be elder? Why won't Viktor let Vaeric do what he wants? What do you think changed Vaeric? Vaeric sacrificed a Groat? I'd like to ask about something else. So Vaeric sacrificed a Groat, huh?
All Va'ruun children raise a Groat, and when they come of age, they sacrifice it. It is our way of solidifying our connection with the Great Serpent. All must serve, and our dedication to him comes above all else.
What do you think changed Vaeric?
Viktor was too lenient with him when it came to Vaeric's free time. As strict as he was, he allowed him the freedom to associate with whomever he wanted. I think too much time at the Herald rest showed Vaeric a different life is possible, when it's not. Not for him.
Why won't Viktor let Vaeric do what he wants?
Viktor's pride and belief in tradition will not allow it. He sees Vaeric's refusal to inherit the role of elder as an insult, and many would share that view.
Why doesn't Vaeric want to be elder?
Vaeric is conflict averse. Pressure, responsibility, stress. He avoids them like the plague. He wants everyone's approval, and as elder, that is an impossible task. I believe it is why he has fled. He made his final stand against his father, and rather than face the disapproval, he disappears.
Okay, let's ask about something else.
What would you like to know?
Do you disagree with the Ministry of State's policies?
As a high-ranking member of the Ministry of State, I fully support the policies. But I also recognize these circumstances are not normal. Exceptions must be made in trying times.
Hey.
Serpent guide you.
You hear all that, Viktor?
Ask you spare Vaeric.
Get it done.
Viktor is in no condition to be making such decisions.
Well, let's talk to you right in front of Viktor.
If the Great Serpent truly watches over us, you'll bring Vaeric home.
Can't you and Vittoria convince Viktor to change his mind? What sort of losses has House Veth'aal suffered? What can you tell me about Vaeric? Who is Vashti? Why are you here in the keep? For some reason, I always start at the bottom. Why are you here in the keep?
Whatever happened to Dazra, our home was taken along with it. Viktor felt the keep was the most logical place to stay until more long-term plans were able to be made. The Ministry of State oversees military and security, so we already have established offices here.
Who is Vashti?
Vashti was Viktor's daughter. We lost her in the accident. She and Vaeric were very close. She was his anchor and voice of reason. I truly believe if she was still with us, Vaeric would be too.
What can you tell me about Vaeric?
Vaeric is a dreamer who let his fascination with the settled systems get the best of him. You could always tell his heart wasn't into learning about Va'ruun society, noble houses, ministries, Dazra. He was a devout student, but none of it interested him. The only lessons that truly fascinated him were about space and exploration.
Ah, I wonder if we're going to be able to offer him a job on our ship. Sounds like it, doesn't it? What sort of losses has House Veth'aal suffered?
Our house was taken during the incident. Our losses are great. Vashti being foremost in our minds. Excuse me. I'd rather not speak about it.
Can't you and Vittoria convince Viktor to change his mind?
You don't know Viktor Veth'aal. He may be the most stubborn man in Dazra next to Anesko Varun himself, but that doesn't mean we won't try. He adores Vaeric, and if he died without reconciling their differences, I think it would break him. He never got to say goodbye to Vashti, and he hasn't taken it well.
Okay.
Vindicator.
Well, let's take a look at our quest list that we just got. We just got Conflict and Conviction. I learned that Victor's son Vaeric is missing, and he won't give access to the power grid until he is found. He told me to begin looking for him at the Herald's Rest, a bar he frequented. What did I just say? He frequented in Dazra. Well, let's see if he has anything else to say for us.
That I would ask
Or say to us before we leave.
Remember, suffer not a traitor to live.
Can I ask you a few questions about Vaeric?
If you feel it will help.
What was Vaeric like before the catastrophe?
Vaeric was devout, although he lacked an enthusiasm.
Oh, okay. Why is forgiving Vaeric not an option?
There is only one fate for those who would denounce the Great Serpent. When a promise is lost, they must be made penitent, and it is the Ministry of State's duty to see their sentence through.
Why did Vaeric leave in the first place?
Vaeric would believe he is above his duties as House Veth'aal's heir. He speaks of his own freedom when he was born to guide the people of Dazra. He runs from his duty, which means he runs from the Great Serpent himself.
Well, what does Vaeric have to do with the power grid?
Vaeric has nothing to do with the power grid, but everything to do with the integrity of House Veth'aal. I will not act until I have purged my house of this stain.
Okay, I'm done with those questions.
Good. You have work to do.
Can you tell me more about the Ministry of State?
The Ministry of State maintains the very society of Dazra. We enforce the common goals, that our lives are dedicated to House Varun and the Great Serpent. In order for everyone to contribute, we do not allow for the distractions of disillusion and heresy.
Why ask for a simple ring as proof of death?
Are you here to help or question my every decision? You think I would prefer to see my own son's severed head? The ring is unique, a gift from his sister, and all he has left of her. It will be enough.
Okay. You say so. Okay, why can't I exit out of this?
Guide you.
All right.
Lost.
Uh-huh.
This family can't afford another.
Can't afford another.
come to Vaeric. It would only further devastate this family.
All right, let's get out of here. So we're supposed to go to the, you know, the Herald's Rest, which I think we saw on our walk in here. So let's go there. I mean, obviously we're not going to kill this guy. Probably going to offer him a job on our ship. He'll give up his ring then, right? Okay, 3 markers over here. I think the Herald's Rest is up these stairs to the left, if I remember correctly.
All this waiting around has been unbearable.
Is this it? Nope, down here. Ah, Herald's Rest. Yeah, we've visited this place a couple times before.
This bar is the only thing keeping many people sane.
Oh, yeah?
Can I get you anything?
Did we ever ask her this? Do you know a patron named Akam Kadik? Did you ever see him here with anyone?
Ochim.
Ochim.
Used to be Ochim Sharon, right? Before he got adopted. Yeah, I've seen him around here a few times. Usually it's with Mujin. But this one time I saw him over by the balcony, chatting with Viktor Veth'aal. Wouldn't think anything of it normally, except for the fact Mujin and Davina hate each other's guts. But none of my business either way.
Okay, good to know. I'm looking for Viktor Veth'aal.
Vaeric? Depends on who's looking for him. And Vi, of course.
We could lie and say the guy owes me a drink and said to meet up here. We could lie and say, I'm an old friend, I was hoping to catch up. We could say I'm here on behalf of his family, they're worried, or it's a personal matter. I don't know, let's try this. I'm here on behalf of his family, they're worried.
Sounds like you're here on official business then. Truth is, I haven't seen him for a few days myself. But if you find him, tell him he better come check on his tab. I know he's good for it, but since he gave Eggy permission to use it, it's sky high.
Uh-huh. We could try to persuade her, or say, do you know anyone else who might know where Vaeric is? I'm gonna hit exit here, if I can.
If there is something I can do, please, say so.
Oh, okay. Before we try to persuade her, I wanted to look through my ample inventory and see if I have anything that helps with persuasion, right? I mean, we have all this stuff here. We may as well try to use it. Unfortunately, there's no real easy way to look through here and see what helps with persuasion, so it's a pretty good chance that I could just scroll right by it without noticing it, but I'm just, here we go, plus 20%. Here we go, we're going to have some, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take the poison, the stolen stuff. There we go. Well, apparently I have more stolen Hippolyta. So now we have 20 plus 20% persuasion chance. And now that I'm on drugs, I'm going to talk to her.
This bar is the only thing keeping many people sane.
You were saying about Vaeric? Let's try to persuade her. He's a regular here. Surely you must know something.
I'm sorry, but when it comes to house business, I stay as far away as possible.
I have some news he'd really like to hear. He's helped me through a lot, or what if he did something stupid? I mean, I don't want to lie to her, but let's try it plus 2. He's helped me through a lot.
It always helps when you have a personal connection.
Yeah. Well, I do have some news he'd really like to hear.
I'd hate to be the one blocking good news in a time like this.
Man, we only have one turn left. I can't even do it. I was really looking forward to reconnecting.
It's important these days.
What if he did something stupid?
Vaeric always was one to act on impulse. All right, fine. I don't know where he is, but there's a man, Tane Salavea. He might know.
Tane? Tell me where I could find Tane Salavea. Thanks, that's all I needed to know, or I knew you'd come through. Well, where can I find Tane?
That one's easy. Tane's a bit of a regular ever since Dasra went to hell. Just wait around a bit, and he's bound to wander in.
Okay, there we go. I like to think that our little drug helped us with that.
Why would I not be?
So now the quest says, wait for Tane at Herald's Rest. I found out a man named Tane may be able to point me toward Vaeric. He's a regular at the Herald's Rest, so I should just wait for him at the bar. My tab key is not working. I don't know why. But that's weird. Oh.
Just stop.
Another drink will not hurt.
We lost a lot of good people to the vortex. Bar seems much emptier. Quieter.
There was another person over here that had a marker that we don't get to talk to anymore.
Looking for company right now.
Oh no! Oh, talk to Tane. Tane must have just walked in. Tane.
My job.
Let's talk to Tane.
Everyone I worked with. I cannot believe.
What's up, Tane?
Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently?
Serpent bless you. I've been shown the rightful path. Yep, that's me. I prefer not to talk about it, or sure if you believe all that stuff. Sure, yeah, that's me.
Impressive. Since these people really aren't into strangers, especially in times like these. I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing.
Indeed. A heretic, then. Nice to see a fellow outsider around here. I know what you mean. How'd you end up here? You're not promised and they speak to you. Let's say that. You're not promised and they speak to you?
I guess when you're part of the supply chain, they make a few exceptions. There's not a lot of people in the import-export business when it comes to Dazra, and they aim to keep it that way. But believe me, it wasn't any short amount of time before they let me roam these streets.
How'd you end up here?
You could say I'm like a specialized delivery service, moving stuff back and forth between Dazra and the settled systems. Just so happens I got a lot of time on my hands since Dazra went to hell and I lost my ship. And let me tell you, I thought things were grim before. Whatever that incident was, this whole planet's gonna need therapy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice to see a fellow outsider around here.
Tell me about it. I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention.
It's been interesting. Well, not everyone's a fan. Or, yeah, I don't get it either, but here we are. Yeah, I don't get it either, but here we are.
Yep, that's how I feel most days since I got stuck here. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for?
I heard you know where I could find Vaeric Veth'aal. I'd like your help finding Vaeric Veth'aal. Or how well do you know Vaeric Veth'aal? I don't know, start with this. How well do you know Vaeric Veth'aal?
I know the name, sure, everybody here does. But the man? Not much. Someone like me doesn't exactly hang out with house bigwigs.
I see. Well, I'd like your help in finding him.
Vaeric Veth'aal, huh? That's no small name around here. Well, I guess that depends, Vindicator. Who wants to know?
I do, of course. An anonymous third party. I'm looking on behalf of House Veth'aal, or why does it matter? Yeah, why does it matter?
I consider Vaeric a bit of a friendly acquaintance. I know enough about the guy to care about his physical well-being, if you know what I mean.
Well, we could say I'm looking on behalf of House Veth'aal, but we're supposed to be using discretion. Well, I mean, I'm looking for him.
Oh, sure. You just show up out of the blue and suddenly want to know where to find House Veth'aal's #1 son?
Oh, great.
And I know he wasn't lost to whatever ate up half of Dazra. Plenty of people have seen him since. Although, let's just say after what went down here,
oh, great.
My retirement's looking imminent. And I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous,
great,
maybe we can help each other out.
Uh-huh. We could pay him, or say, I don't have that kind of money on me. Well, you know my character does not want to pay him. Maybe there's something else we could do? I don't have that kind of money on me.
Sounds like you're out of luck then.
Uh-huh. You know hiding him is punishable by death. Tell me what you know, or I'll report you to House Veth'aal. Or fine, I'll look into raising some credits for the retirement fund of yours. Ah, jeez. I don't like any of these. Well, I guess I'll look into raising some credits for that retirement fund of yours.
Much obliged, Vindicator. Much obliged.
So some friend he is, although it seems like he cares enough about Vaeric to not give away his location to just about anyone, but he is willing to give his location away to anybody who gives him 1,000 credits.
Stop.
Some guy. I mean, we only have 1,024,309 credits. I guess we could stand to give away 1,000 credits. I wonder if our quest has changed at all. Let's see here. No, nothing new. Still talk to Tane. All right, let's pay him the 1,000 credits to find out where Vaeric is.
You ready to make a deal?
Fine, it's a deal. Credits for Vaeric's location.
Nice to see we operate on the same wavelength. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track him. So you just say the word and we're off to the races.
Oh man, I have to go with you? You're coming with me?
Yep. When it comes to my stuff, it's like a package deal. I'm not just gonna hand off valuable tech to some stranger.
Great. So you have a tracker on Vaeric?
You make it sound creepy. But yeah, for emergencies.
So where are these highlands anyway?
Highlands region is the northwest side of Dazra. Pretty good area if you don't want to be easily found.
Well, dude, I work alone, so hand it over.
Oh no, I'm stuck on you until this is over. Let's just say I have an investment to look after. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker, and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route.
Great. I really do prefer to work alone. Can we change his mind? See what the quest says. It says, Tane has the ability to track Vaeric, so we've teamed up to find him. He said we should start searching northwest of Dazra in the Highlands. And if we try to talk to him again...
Hope nothing bad's happened to Vaeric.
Another one from the general.
I hate to think the worst, but it's always gnawing at you.
Seems it has been
so you and Vaeric are friends?
Friend's a strong word. More like friendly acquaintances. Guess we both felt the Herald's arrest was one of the few places that made us feel like real people. Couple of drinks and everyone's your friend in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of person is Vaeric?
He's a good enough guy, I suppose. A little self-absorbed, spoiled. Growing up in a noble house probably does that to you. A little naive, too. He's got this friend, Bianca. She's crazy about him. But the guy's oblivious. And his friend Eggy? Guy needs to lay off the Koza. But I heard Vaeric let him in on his tab. That's gonna work out well. Blames his dad for everything, though, and I get it. Viktor Veth'aal is not an easy man.
How is he self-absorbed?
He's just used to getting his way and the world revolving around him. When you're raised to be elder, that's bound to bring you all sorts of extra attention. So sometimes when hanging around with us peons, he forgets we have our own thoughts and opinions.
Is his dad actually to blame?
Well, it's Viktor we're talking about, so it wouldn't surprise me. But Vaeric can't see how much effort Viktor puts into making sure his son has all the tools he needs to take over. He'll go on these rants of Viktor drilling him on scenarios. Stuff makes my brain hurt. But Vaeric talks about it like child's play.
All right, let's backtrack a little bit.
Hey, whatever you want.
Can you tell me anything about Viktor?
I've only had a few run-ins with Viktor for security purposes, and he's all in. The man embodies House Veth'aal. He could probably recite Janan's teachings word for word, and he runs the Ministry of State without missing a beat. Strict, demanding, and always watching. The guy's good at his job, but when it comes to personality, I couldn't tell you. Whoever he is, he keeps it close to the chest.
Okay, can you tell me more about House Veth'aal? What do you know about the Ministry of State? Why do you think Viktor is so closed off? You can't think of anything about Viktor's personality outside of work? Or let's go back a bit. So you can't think of anything about Viktor's personality outside of work?
Not from the man himself. The only time I get glimpses of who Viktor might be is through Vaeric. It's clear he cares about his son, putting in all that work to prepare Vaeric for the vultures and wolves when he becomes elder. And get this, he even tells Vaeric he's proud of him.
Why do you think Viktor is so closed off?
When you're in the kind of position that he is, I think you have to be. You can't be in charge of security and purging heretics and then turn around and cry over spilled milk. This is Dazra, where noble houses like to duke it out for bragging rights. They see weakness, they take advantage.
What do you know about the Ministry of State?
The state's my least favorite of the three. Commerce and conjunction keep to themselves, but state reaches everywhere. Their security, but more importantly, their loyalty. So they'll get deep in your business. They want your motives, your next of kin, your firstborn. I joke. But the moment they get a whiff of something anti-snake, that's heresy. And heresy is a one-way ticket to meet the Great Serpent himself.
Can you tell me more about House Veth'aal?
House Veth'aal? Yeah, when it comes to House Veth'aal and the Great Serpent, you won't find a more dedicated house. Some are borderline fanatics, if you ask me. One step away from zealots. Viktor isn't even the worst of them.
Okay, let's go back a bit.
Sure thing.
Oh, that's all I wanted to know.
Always up for a chat. Hey, whatever you want.
Okay.
Always up for a chat.
Okay. Well, that's we're just in a loop now. But there was something else we could ask him.
Plenty of places to
Yeah,
be
this.
outside of Dazra.
Another one for
Let's
me,
hope
Jenna.
Vaeric's not too far.
Can you tell me more about your tracker?
Seems it
Oh, this whole thing? Well,
another.
truth is, I made a deal with Vaeric a while back. The guy isn't exactly keen on being cooped up in Dazra. Wants to see what the galaxy has to offer. So I told him when he's ready, pick a safe spot somewhere outside of Dazra, and I'll go get him.
Why outside of Dazra?
Hey, no way I'm running the risk of getting caught smuggling Viktor Veth'aal off-world. The moment anyone catches wind of that, I can kiss my life goodbye.
So Vaeric actually wants to leave Varunkai.
Yeah, Vaeric's a bit of a free thinker. Poor kid appealed to dear old dad on a few occasions, but Victor's having none of it.
And he just keeps the tracker on him at all the time.
Well, I can't guarantee it, but I've got a hunch. If he's run off, wouldn't you take the only thing that could help get you off this planet?
I suppose.
Let's hear him.
Okay. All right. Well, now I'm gonna travel with this guy. Search northwest of Dazra for Vaeric. I don't know if it's gonna show anything on the map or not. Yeah, it just kind of points us out here, and then we'll go for a walk. But we'll do that in the next episode. You may have noticed that there were some like weird edits in this episode. That's because the game crashed on me like 5 times as I was playing it. It was pretty annoying. Don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it's not something that will continue happening, but I made it through this episode. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you join me again in the next episode.
One for me, and one for you, Jenna.
No, Eggy. You have already had several.
What can I say? Nobody makes a drink like you do. Come now. Just one more drink? I do not wish to say goodbye just yet. I have fallen under your spell.
Same thing every day.